It was a sunny Wednesday, the kind that invites smiles and laughter, perfect for the parent day at my son's kindergarten. The classroom buzzed with the excitement of tiny artists, each engrossed in their creations. I had managed to slip away from work early, eager to join in and maybe help stick a few macaroni pieces onto construction paper. My son, Alex, with his mop of unruly hair, waved me over to his table where a flurry of crayons sprawled across his workspace. "Daddy! Look, I'm drawing Mommy and the nice uncle," he chirped, his face lighting up with a pure, joyous smile. I leaned in, peering at the drawing. It depicted my wife, Lila, and a man with features that were decidedly unfamiliar, broad shoulders, a well-trimmed beard, and a wide grin. They were drawn standing close, too close for comfort, under a big, bright sun. "Nice uncle?" I echoed, my voice a mix of curiosity and an unsettling ripple of concern. "Who's this, buddy?" Alex looked up, his eyebrows knitting in concentration as he selected another crayon. "His mommy's friend. He comes over when you go to work. He's funny, makes mommy laugh a lot." The words hit me like a cold splash, unsettling yet surreal. My gaze flickered over to Lila, who was laughing with other mothers, blissfully unaware. Something in my gut twisted, a knot of suspicion tightening. For the remainder of the event, I played the part of the doting dad, all the while a storm brewed beneath the calm exterior. The image of the drawing burned at the back of my mind, a stark symbol of betrayal that refused to fade. Later that evening, after Alex was tucked in and dreaming of crayons and superheroes, I confronted Lila. The living room, cozy and usually a space of relaxation, turned into an arena of confrontation. "Lila, who is this man Alex drew? The one he calls the nice uncle?" I asked, my voice steady but my hands balled into fists at my sides. Her face fell, and she hesitated, a clear sign of guilt. "It's nothing, just a friend from the gym. Alex must have seen us together when he came home early one day. But he says the man comes often, Lila." "When I'm not home," I pressed, watching her closely. The silence stretched, taut and heavy, before she finally spoke, her voice a whisper, "I didn't mean for you to find out this way." That night, the truth unraveled messily, painfully. Lila confessed, tears streaming down her face, about the months-long affair. Each word was a hammer to my heart, shattering the life I thought we had. The days that followed were a blur of anger, hurt, and legal consultations. I was determined to end things swiftly, to cut off the source of my betrayal as cleanly as possible. My interactions with Lila turned cold, mechanical, dealing only with the necessary details of separation and custody arrangements. As I watched her pack up her belongings, her presence in our house becoming nothing more than a ghostly echo, I knew the revenge was bitter, not sweet. The divorce was swift, a mere formality in the wake of shattered trust. The last time I saw Lila, she was moving her boxes into a moving truck, her eyes avoiding mine, the air between us thick with unspoken regrets and the weight of irreversible decisions. I turned my back, the image of Alex's innocent drawing haunting me, a stark reminder of a happy facade that hid painful lies. Now, it was just Alex and me, and the road to healing was uncertain, but at least it was honest. The weeks that followed were a testament to how deeply betrayal can cut. My home, once filled with laughter and shared dreams, now echoed with the hollow sounds of my solo footsteps. Alex, too young to fully grasp the rift, often asked when Mommy would come back to play. Each question was a fresh sting, a reminder of the betrayal that had fractured our family. One chilly evening, as I prepared dinner, my phone buzzed insistently on the counter. The screen lit up with an unfamiliar number, but I answered, driven by a vague curiosity. "Is this Tom?" A wary male voice came through, tinged with hesitance. "Yes, speaking." "Who is this?" I think we need to talk." "It's about Lila." The words were enough to tighten my grip on the phone. "What about her?" "Who are you?" "My name's Derek. I'm, the guy from the drawing. Alex's nice uncle. I didn't realize she was married, Tom. She told me she was separated." Anger flared hot and bright within me, but I fought to keep my voice calm. "And you believed her just like that?" There was a pause, heavy with regret. I guess I wanted to. Look, I'm sorry. I thought you should know, she's been telling people we're planning to move in together. The revelation was another jolt, unexpected and unwelcome. And are you? No. After she left your place, things got weird. I ended it. But she's spinning tales, Tom. Dangerous ones. I think she's planning something, maybe to get back at you or… I don't know. The call ended with a mutual understanding that Lila was spiraling, and neither of us wanted any part of her schemes. After hanging up, my mind raced with possibilities. What could she be planning? Was Alex safe? Determined to protect my son, I decided to take action. The next day, I reached out to a private investigator. Meeting in a dimly lit coffee shop, the investigator, a woman named Marla, had sharp eyes and a no-nonsense manner. I can look into it, see what she's up to, who she's meeting with, Marla offered after I explained the situation. Do it, I confirmed, sliding a photo of Lila across the table. I need to know what she's planning. For my son's sake. Over the next few days, Marla updated me with snippets of information. Lila had been seen in heated discussions with unknown men, frequenting bars late at night, and visiting a lawyer's office multiple times. Each piece of information was a puzzle piece in a disturbing picture. One evening, Marla called with urgent news. Tom, you need to see this. I'm sending you a video. It's Lila, and she's not just spinning tales. The video, grainy and shaky, showed Lila handing over money to a rugged-looking man outside a rundown motel. Their conversation was inaudible, but the exchange was clear. Armed with this evidence, I realized Lila's vengeance might be more than just verbal slander. She was plotting, potentially something that could endanger Alex or me directly. With a heavy heart, I made preparations, tightening security around our home and rehearsing conversations in my head about safety with Alex. As I put Alex to bed that night, his innocent face upturned and trusting, I whispered a silent promise. I'll keep you safe, buddy. No matter what comes. As autumn deepened, bringing with it a crisp chill to the air, the shadows in our home seemed to lengthen with the brewing storm of Lila's impending schemes. Alex's inquiries about his mother grew less frequent, perhaps sensing the tension that tightened around us like a vice. Despite the looming threats, I focused on maintaining normalcy for his sake, all while bracing for whatever Lila might hurl our way. My phone rang on a particularly overcast Thursday, breaking the silence of an otherwise quiet afternoon. Marla's name flashed across the screen, prompting an immediate rush of adrenaline. Tom, we've got a situation. Marla's voice was terse, alerting me to the urgency of her news. The man Lila met isn't just some thug. He's known for dirty work. I think she's hired him for something big, something against you. The gravity of her words cemented the fears that had been gnawing at me. Do we know what exactly? Not yet, but I put a tracker on her car. She's heading your way now, looks like she's not alone. A cold dread washed over me. I glanced over at Alex, playing quietly with his toys in the living room, blissfully unaware of the danger potentially approaching our doorstep. Keep me posted, Marla. I need to make sure Alex is safe, I said, hanging up and moving swiftly to the windows to close the curtains. My next call was to the local police station, where I explained the situation and requested immediate surveillance on my property. As I turned from the phone, a knock echoed through the house, sharp and insistent. Heart thudding in my chest, I approached the door, peering through the peephole. Lila stood there, alone, her eyes darting nervously. I opened the door just enough to speak, keeping the chain latched. Lila, what are you doing here? Tom, we need to talk. It's important, she pleaded, her voice quivering either with genuine fear or well-practiced deceit. Not with him lurking around. I know you brought someone, I countered firmly, trying to glimpse any sign of the man Marla warned me about. Lila's eyes widened with shock, and she glanced back nervously. I don't know what you're talking about. Please, Tom. Deciding to take control of the situation, I stepped outside, closing the door behind me to keep Alex out of earshot. Then, Fast. She hesitated, then her resolve crumbled. I was angry, Tom. I wanted to make you hurt like I did. But I've called it off, I swear. He's not going to. Her confession was cut short by the sound of screeching tires. Marla's car pulled up, and she stepped out, her presence commanding. Tom, the guy's here. He's parked just around the corner. Turning back to Lila, I saw the betrayal in her eyes anew, but this time mixed with panic. You need to fix this, Lila. Now, or I swear, the police will handle it. Lila nodded, pulling out her phone tremblingly to make a call. After a tense few minutes, she showed me the screen, a text message from the unknown man confirming the cancellation of their plan. As Marla approached, confirming the man was leaving, relief temporarily eased the tension in my shoulders. Lila, defeated and now truly alone, turned to leave. Stay away from us, Lila. For good this time, I called after her, a hard edge to my voice, one that brooked no argument. She paused, not turning around, then continued walking, disappearing into the lengthening shadows of the evening. Marla stayed back to ensure she left and to discuss further security measures. Winter's first frost had settled over the town, casting a stark white over the now bare trees and quiet homes. Inside, our house bore the warmth of a small, tight-knit sanctuary. Alex, having grown used to the rhythms of just the two of us, chatted animatedly about school as we sat down for breakfast. But beneath the day-to-day normalcy, my mind churned with the remnants of unrest left by Lila's last encounter. That morning, as Alex left for school, Marla called with a tone that immediately signaled she had unsettling news. Tom, you need to come to my office. Now. There's something you have to see. The urgency in her voice propelled me through the frosty air to her office, where she greeted me with a grave face. I did some more digging after the last incident. You need to see what I found. She handed me a stack of documents and photos, the top one showing Lila meeting not just with the thug, but with several known criminals. My hands trembled as I flipped through them, each photo and document weaving a darker, more treacherous plot than I had imagined. Tom, she wasn't just trying to scare you. She planned to take Alex away. She's been funneling money into offshore accounts, and there's a fake passport for her and Alex. The room spun as the implications sank in. My throat tightened in fury and betrayal, a silent scream building within. Where is she now? Marla pointed to a map on the wall, marked with a red pin. Here. She's staying at a motel out of town, probably laying low. I don't think she knows we're onto her full plan. The decision was instantaneous, cold clarity washing over me. Marla, can you keep Alex safe if I confront her? Absolutely, she affirmed without hesitation. Leaving Marla's office, I drove, the road a blur beneath the wheels, my mind set with a ruthless resolve. At the motel, I found her car and waited. The sky darkened, and just as the first stars blinked open in the evening sky, Lila emerged, her figure cautious and looking around furtively. I approached silently from behind, my voice cold as the air when I called out to her. Lila? She spun around, her face a mask of shock and fear. Tom? What? How did you find me? You've been planning to take Alex from me. My voice was a blade, each word edged with betrayal and fury. Lila's eyes darted, looking for an escape. Tom, No, I cut her off sharply. It ends now. I have everything. The police have copies. If you try anything, they'll know. Her face crumbled, the realization of her lost gambit dawning on her. Tom, please, I just wanted a fresh start. For who? For you? I stepped closer, my presence looming over her. You were ready to destroy your son's life for your selfishness. She sank to her knees on the cold ground, sobbing, but my heart was stone. Leave. Leave and never come back. You'll never see Alex again. You try anything, and it'll be the last thing you do. Turning my back on her broken form, I walked away, the sounds of her despair a bitter symphony that played into the night. I returned to Marla, who assured me of Alex's safety and happiness, oblivious to the night's events. That night, as I tucked Alex into bed, his innocent eyes trusting and clear, I knew the battle was won, but the war of healing from betrayal was just beginning. Lila disappeared that night, her presence erased from our lives as if she had never existed, leaving behind only the scars of her deceit. As the story closes, Tom and Alex face the future together, a bond forged stronger in the fires of trials, while Lila's fate remains a shadow, a cautionary tale whispered in the winds of a cold, harsh winter.